Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I post new tutorials every Thursday, primarily on tumblers, but I do some other things like reviews, and I also do other types of crafts. So when you're done checking this out, jump back on my channel and check out some of the other things that I have done. All right, so this week is another review, and so I'm gonna read my screen. So a company called Casper, I may be putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. So Casper or Crispire, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Anyway, so they reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in testing out some of their products. So I ordered some silicone molds because they do have a bunch of different things. They have silicone molds, stamp heads, stamp sets, paper crafts, and custom stamps, and then it looks like they also have some blanks maybe. So they've got a bunch of products on their website and they're pretty reasonably priced. And so I ordered a few things and I'm going to show you. This is video number one. I'm going to do two videos. So I'm going to do on two different products that I ordered. So this is video number one. So I'm going to do a coaster set. So if you're interested to see what I came up with and what I think about these silicone mold, this silicone coaster mold, stick around and I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I was actually going to do a circle mold and a square because I ordered one of each, and I mixed up 60 mLs of epoxy and it did not stretch far enough. So the 3 square molds, it wasn't enough and they weren't spreading, so I wound up like nixing that out and I just cut that out of the video. So you'll see them there, but I cut them out of the video. So I would have mixed 40 mLs for this first step in these coasters. So I am doing 2 steps of epoxy with these molds. So what I'm doing is this base clear coat, and I'm going to put down shapes glitter. So I'm doing Halloween themed, and so I didn't want to mix them in with a glitter, and I didn't want them to be completely clear. So I'm just doing this clear. I'm heating it up and try to spread it around because it really wasn't enough epoxy. And so that's why I say do 40 for the 3 circles, and you should be safe with that. You don't want it too thin, but you don't want it too thick either. And I used a torch on there to pop bubbles, which is a big fat no-no. Don't do that because these molds are very thin and flimsy, and so they probably would melt easy. So I don't recommend that you do that. And I really just did the center. And I also took a stick and went around the edges to pull up any bubbles at some point. And I cut that out too because I'm trying to make this video reasonably, a reasonable length. So I'm using this clay glitter. This one was released a few weeks ago from Glitter Makes It. I can't even tell you what the name is off the top of my head, but I will put it up above, and I'm looking. Oh, this is Halloween. And so this has got different shapes in there. It's got pumpkins, and it's got Jack and Sally in there. It's got eyeballs, it's got bats. So it's a really cute mix, and I thought that would look really cute. And I just scattered it. I didn't want them to be solid because I want you to be able to see each piece. And so I spread them around, making sure there's enough room in between them so that when I pour the back color that you're going to see the back color as well. So I'm just kind of sprinkling them around there. I'm not even pushing them down. I'm just kind of leaving them on top. And what I'm doing is just spacing them. That's all. I don't want to push them down because I don't want them to be like on the top when you demold. I don't want them on the top. All right, so the second glitter that I am using is jack-o'-lanterns, and this is a shapes glitter. It's not clay. This was released last year. It is a bright orange with sort of a gold color shift. Yeah, a gold color shift. And when you put a black light up against it, it glows. So it doesn't glow in the dark, but it glows against a black light. And then I am putting in, and I think these ones are the cats. I can't remember. So I used cats and bats, and I can't see as I'm editing this video. So I'm going to guess and say it's the cats one, which is called Binx. And this is something that was released last year. And then Good Evening Bats is a holographic black that I'll be using in the next one. or I may have used in this one, who knows. And that's another one that was released last year. So Glitter Makes It has a lot of shapes glitter for Halloween, and they're really super cute. And then we have these ghost ones, and I don't know, let's see, what are the ghost ones called? They are Casper. So they are cute. And of course, I am going to list them in the description box down below. I list all the colors, and in this case, shapes that I'm using. And so if you like any of these, you want to order them, go ahead and hit my discount code too while you're ordering, so you get 30% off. All right, so again, I'm just spacing these all apart. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to let these cure. I did use a fast set epoxy, which is a no-no in silicone molds that are thin like this. So don't do that, but I did it and it worked out okay, but don't do that. All right, so now to find the measurement for the coaster holder, I pour water in and then I suck it out with a baster so that it doesn't overflow when I pick it up and pour it in the cup. And that's how I'm going to measure how much epoxy I need. I don't really prefer this method because then you've got to wait for the mold to dry. But it's the best way to do it. And since they don't provide the mLs that is needed, you've got to figure it out on your own. So I'm figuring it out for you guys if you decide you want to order these. All right, so it's 75 mLs total. And now I am going to move on to mixing up the second batch of epoxy for these coasters. So these are cured now, and I put in some glow powder, green to green glow, along with Who You Gonna Call, which is a green to green glow glitter. So I wanted sparkle in there, so I did both. I wanted to make sure, you know, I got a really nice glow behind these shapes. And I did not mix up enough epoxy. I can't remember. I think I mixed up 60 mLs for this, and it wasn't enough. And so I would probably go with at least 80 to fill these up. Fill the rest of them up. So I filled 2 up, and then I, off camera, filled the last one and did the same mixture. So, you know, you can't, it's really hard to get this to be accurate because you're doing it in 2 parts. So you can't really do what I did with the coaster holder. So it's just trial and error, basically. And I always, you know, usually mix too much. I mix too little here. And, you know, if I mix too much, then I always have an earring mold handy so that I can just use the rest of the resin and not waste it. Or you could just throw it away. It's totally up to you. You don't have to make earrings. All right, so these are cured after a couple of hours, and I am demolding. One stuck a little bit, but not too bad, so I got lucky. Just make sure you use a regular set resin so that it doesn't get stuck like it did for me, because like I said, I did 2 no-nos. I used a fast set resin and I used a torch. So that's me being bad and trying to get this video out to you. So now I have to make a 4th coaster, which I did off camera because they only send you 3, which is kind of silly to me since it fits 4. So I took that 75 mLs and I split it between these 2 cups. And so I marked a line on the cup so I know where to pour my part A and part B resin because they do equal parts. And so now here I am mixing this up. I'm going to, hyper speed this up for you because this isn't an epoxy mixing video. And I put in some glow-in-the-dark paint in an orange color, and then I mixed in another glitter, and it is, I can't remember the name of it, and I'll post it above, as I always do. And just so you see, it's I put some glow-in-the-dark glitter in there too, so I used a mix of glitters. And now it's demolding time. I did a regular set epoxy on this, so I waited 24 hours to demold this. I was afraid that if I used, a fast set, that it would get stuck within that mold. And so there's my 3, and here we go. All 4 are done, and I decided I want the edges to be black. I first tried a Craft Smart marker, and I didn't like that. Then I went on to another paint, which I didn't like, and then I just finished the edges with black acrylic paint by Folk Art, which worked out beautifully, and I sealed it with polycrylic, and that is it for this. So here we go with my final remarks. All right, guys, so these coasters are done. So to finish them up, I painted the edge black and then put a coat of polycrylic on there for durability. So I think these are really cute. And I'm sorry that I didn't do the last one on camera. So this is the last one that I did. And I put the spiders in, and then I did the spider web, and then I put the green back here. So I just want to say overall, I mean, these are really cute. They're not very big. I mean, we wouldn't put these on there because these don't sweat, but you know, it just, a normal size glass just fits over this. What I gotta say about this, if I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is fine, this came out okay. These are kind of flimsy. And so when you pour the epoxy, you can't see it in here, but you can't see it on camera, but you can see that like they kind of like, if the epoxy is too heavy, it kind of swells out. So it's not a perfect circle. So on a scale of 1 to 10 for durability, I'm gonna give it 5, as opposed to something like this that is much thicker and it's gonna hold its shape. I personally wouldn't sell these, but to have around the house for something cute for holidays and stuff, yeah, definitely. So I mean, it's worth the money as far as if you want to do stuff for around your house. The other thing is kind of strange. So 4 coasters fit in this, but they only give you enough to make 3 at a time. So then you find yourself doing a 4th kind of, you don't do the whole set together. So that's a little odd to me, but whatever. So I mean, the price is good. The quality is not the best. This one's okay, but again, you could run into the issues with this losing its shape because it is a little bit on the flimsier side. But like I said, for around the house, it's perfect. So I'm gonna definitely be making, you know, other holiday ones too, just to put around the house for when guests come over and we putting drinks down on the table if they're using regular glasses. So that is it for this review and this tutorial. I hope that you like this and it gave you good information. I'm gonna link down below where you can pick these up. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment. I love to hear your feedback. Of course, all those things help my channel to grow, and I am slowly climbing to 5,000 subscribers. I'm excited. And also check out my Facebook group, It's a Craft Thing, and my Instagram, It's a Craft Thing, for things that I do that I don't do tutorials on, or things that I post that I don't do tutorials on. Oh my God, I'm like so tongue-tied. I always get like this during any video, and you know what? I never edit it out because this is me. I get tongue-tied. I get sidetracked. My brain is all over the place. Okay, don't forget, Glitter Makes It Superstars group for fun giveaways every Sunday, and I will see you all next time. Bye.